That was a really fun game to be a part of. I'm so happy for the young men in that locker room. I'm so happy for this program. They showed a lot of willpower today. I think that was about as complete a team win, team effort as we've had all year. I thought our special teams were very solid the whole game. I felt like when the defense needed a boost, because we didn't play great on defense, the offense showed up and either ran the ball or we completed some throws down the field. And then when the offense needed a boost, we were able to make some stops for them. So it was fun. It was fun. It's fun to win your sixth game. It's fun to beat a ranked opponent. But I think more than anything, it's just those kids, man, those young men. If you'd be in there with them and just see what it means to them, all they've been through, the way they've stuck together, persevered, continued to believe. You go through that 3-game stretch where we were getting beat pretty soundly, and they just never wavered. I think it just goes to the strength of their character. I'm fortunate to have the chance to coach them, and thankful that Mr. Benedict here took a chance on an old washed-up coach. And I don't feel old washed up. I don't know why I said that. She's gonna be mad at me for saying that. No, this is just a fun team to coach. I mean, just it's refreshing. I've said this to you guys many times. It's the most fun I've ever had in coaching, and the best group of people I've ever been around. So we've got a lot of work to do, though. We didn't play our best game. We found a way to win. We have to celebrate for 24 hours, and then we got to get over this, and we've got a tough task at Army. And I don't think anything's guaranteed for us yet, but it's nice to be sitting at 6, and we got to go for 7. So, we'll come back to earth quick, but I want them to enjoy the work that they've done right now, and then we'll focus on Army Monday morning.
Game-winning touchdown pass was Zion. He had another deep throw to Kevin's that was almost complete. Just a nice throw. Of course, just being able to beat his guy off the line. Just talk about that.
Trust, because KC, I don't know if he dropped the first one or got knocked out. It was a tough catch, but just having the trust to go back to him and then making a nice deep ball throw with touch. And, I think you can't say enough about Zion, really, and really the whole team, but let's just talk about him for a second. He had 2 turnovers in the first half that, and then we have to go out on defense and at least hold them to a field goal, and we didn't. We were not good in sudden change, and that's not okay. But you've seen young guys in the past that kind of fold up a little bit, and they're mentally affected by those errors, and he's not. And we've said that about him since he got here. He comes from St. Thomas Aquinas. He's been a winner. He is a winner. He's unfazed by those things. He puts it behind him, and he goes on. And he's just got a mental toughness that you can win with. And it's not always pretty, and the stats aren't always great. But he's a winner, and you want winners in your program.
Jim, I know you've been a lot of places and you've done a lot of things and you've been around a long time. But can you put this in perspective in terms of what you found when you got here, the magnitude of the challenge, and what you've been able to do in less than a year?
Well, I knew it would be a challenge, but when I first met the players, it became very apparent very quickly that they were a different type of young people than well, I'm not going to say that I was used to, because I had good people everywhere I was at, but there was a special quality that they had, and I've said it to you guys a lot of times, is that they don't have that sense of entitlement. They want to work for everything, and they commit, and they go after it, and they are so resilient. And so, yeah, we knew it was going to be, it's a struggle. Shoot, it doesn't matter if you want, it's a struggle. Next week's a struggle. Tomorrow's a struggle. Every day's a struggle. That's, part of this business. But being around good people, it makes it worth it. It makes it fun. You want to be in there with those guys. And so I never looked at it as a great challenge. I looked at it as a great opportunity, quite frankly.
Jim, I'm sure when you took over, you had a timeline in your head about how you wanted things to work out. Where did becoming bowl eligible fall on that list?
I'll be completely frank, is that it's not something that I've ever really thought of. It's just my mantra my whole life has been just try to win the next down, win the next game, win that series. And I really try to stay really true to that, because I found with myself, if I don't do that, I can get distracted. and that's not fair to the people that are counting on me not to get distracted. So I haven't given that thought, you know. And yeah, I know we're bowl eligible, but I don't know that we're going to a bowl. We gotta go play Army and play well and try to get a win there, and that, you know, that's going to be the focus.
That's set to win 6 games. I know you have one more remaining, but just to win 6 games with 1 to go your first season. What does it say though?
It says everything about those guys, really, is what it does, and not just the players, but the people, like in this organization. I was talking to Dom. I don't think Dom's in here, but Dom's right here. I was talking to Dom and Neil before the game, and just like about our student assistants, like our student managers and our students that work with our athletic trainers, and like they are the greatest group I've ever worked with. Like their passion. These kids are students at UConn, and they come and they work in football, and they are there at 5 in the morning, and they stay as late as they have to stay. And it's just, to me, that's kind of that's just an indicator of what's going on or what that climate's like at UConn. And it's pretty dang special. And so it's the players, it's the coaches, it's administration, it's the band, it's the, you know, it's everybody. It's fun. It's a great environment.
Coach, fumble recoveries, a lot of times it's being in the right place at the right time, but Jackson Mitchell leads the country, and then you got one, obviously, that was huge today. So can you just talk about fumble recoveries, I guess, and then Jackson Mitchell?
Fumble recoveries are a result of being in the right place at the right time because of the effort that you made to get to the right place at the right time. And that's Jackson Mitchell to a T. Like, he plays every single down with maximum effort. And so, therefore, he's in the right place at the right time. You know, he doesn't – you'll see some players when the ball's thrown or the ball's run somewhere, they kind of look to see where it's going, and then they decide if they want to go full speed or not. And not Jackson. He puts his foot in the ground and he goes. And then he looks to see what's happening. And that's why I think he's so I think he's one of the top fumble recovery guys in the country. And to me, that's just – yeah, is he number one? Yeah, I mean, to me, that's just pure effort. Pure effort every single down. Love that.
Do you think the players fed off the energy from the crowd, especially in the fourth quarter? You can kind of feel it down there and everyone standing the entire time. That's what you were envisioning when you came here, right?
Yeah, I think that you know, as much as we say that the crowd doesn't matter, the crowd does matter at home, you know. And when you can hear them and you can feel them, and I don't know if it's hearing them so much, it's just like the environment in the stadium when the energy rises. You know, I believe that the energy is contagious, and we feel that. And, you know, our crowd all year has been, the people that come to the game, like, they're into it. It's awesome, you know, and our students and the people, there's a passion. And you feel the support. Like, I haven't heard anyone boo, you know, this year. That's rare. Like, that's really, really, really rare that people don't boo. And our fans, they don't boo. It's like they're, you know, like they're part of us. You know, they want us to win, and that's a great feeling.
Coach, Robert Burns had a wonderful game today.
Yeah.
He just momentum every play that he was in. Can you just talk about, obviously you've talked about him many times, but today, like what was it about him today?
He was not going to be denied. Like, you could just feel it last night in the meeting, and just in his demeanor, and then in pregame. Like, he you know, pregame we'd run our little 6 plays at the end before we go in. They're just kind of token plays to get a block, fit a block up, and he busted one through there. I was like, oh my goodness! I mean, that just wasn't your typical pregame play. And then I think the first time he carried it, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he break a pretty good one early? Yeah, and it was just, you know, the guy. You think about Robert Burns. He came here last year as a transfer from Miami. We didn't know what he was going to be to start this year. He was going to be a fullback, and he's the best fullback in the country. I mean, he's an NFL fullback in my opinion, you know. And the NFL is using fullbacks again, so I think he'll be playing in the league next year, and he should be because he can catch it, he can block, he can run it. But he doesn't just play fullback for us. He plays running back. He plays, you know, kind of backup tight end. You guys see we move him all over the place. He never makes mistakes. He always has great energy. He's upbeat. He's a great leader. The players respect the heck out of him.
When do you feel like this team crossed over the line where they know how to win? They know how to finish. They know how to win.
Never. No. That's like a trap question for me. Because I hate saying today or last week. I hate saying that. Like, I think the turning point for us and when they really started to believe was when we lost to Ball State. And that may sound strange. But I said this last week in this exact room, is there was a different feeling amongst the team after that game. And it was one of higher expectation, you know, and holding ourselves to an even higher standard. because they tasted what it like to play well and win, against Fresno State. And then there was a real disappointment in the way we performed against Ball State late, in the second half. And I'm not sure if that's what fueled them, but that's when I kind of felt the change in a loss, believe it or not. Yeah. They didn't want to go back. Yeah, they've been there. They know what that feels like. They like this feeling a lot better.
Coming into this game, Liberty, they have one of the better defensive lines maybe in the country. Your offensive line goes out, gives them 208 yards on the ground. Where do you rank this performance of them among the rest of the games this year?
Well, I mean, it's a good performance. Our offensive line takes a lot of pride in their ability to move people at the line of scrimmage and run the ball. Liberty plays a different type of front, a lot of stunts and sideways movement, and sometimes that can be tough because they can make plays behind the line of scrimmage. But when you're playing a zone scheme, an outside zone scheme like we are, you're playing with fire a little bit when you do that stuff, because if we catch them, we can gash you. And I think our offensive linemen all year have just accepted the challenge. They know what the situation is at our skill positions. They know the guys that are missing, but we don't talk about it. We just go, hey, okay, it is what it is. Let's just go run the football. And they take a heck of a lot of pride in that. And man, Gordy does an amazing job with them. He's a fantastic football coach. They buy into everything he says. And when your offensive line is rolling, you always have a chance.
How much did the bowl eligibility at halftime, when it's close, they start coming back, how much did that kind of motivate the team?
Bowl eligibility? We didn't talk about it. We actually didn't talk about it all week. We did talk about it. We talked about not talking about it. Sunday night, we had a little team dinner, and we sat, for a couple minutes and said, this ain't about becoming bowl eligible. This is about, winning the next game, playing to our potential, maxing out. That's what it was about. And I think it's important to always keep the focus on, to keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is to try to get better and win a football game. And then what comes with it, you'll take. But we got to maintain that mindset.
Speaking of better, Victor Rosa has really come along, especially at 2 touchdowns today. Can you talk more about his progression and just what he gave you?
Yeah, it hasn't really surprised me just because of the tenacity he's always brought to the game. He was the first recruit that I met when I came here a year and a day ago. And he came over to a basketball game, and we sat with him in the conference room with his parents, and just felt something special about him. He's a tough kid. He loves the state of UConn. He loves, the University of Connecticut. He wanted to play here. It's important to him to be a good player in his home state. I think he's, a lot like Jackson Mitchell in that respect. He's kind of setting himself up to be that next guy, in my opinion, the way that he approaches everything. He's never used his youth as an excuse. We've never allowed him to use it, nor would he ever use it. So he just doesn't, he doesn't like to be tackled, right? He doesn't like to be tackled. I don't think he minds being hit. He just doesn't like to be tackled. All right, thanks everyone. Appreciate it.